Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Sarah Brewer reporting news from around the Columbia Basin for Wednesday, October 30th. Tonight, we report on a Moses Lake doctor who is on probation for incorrectly prescribing painkillers, and how Moses Lake School District continues the discussion on overcrowding. In sports, Bob Kirkpatrick reports on Columbia Basin volleyball and soccer. And our spotlight story tonight is about a sweet addition to Royal City's charm. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, a Moses Lake doctor agreed to probation for years of allegedly prescribing too much or unnecessary medications to patients. Dr. Alan Quinn entered into an agreement with the State Board of Osteopathic Medicine and Surgery that involves at least 5 years of probation. As part of the probation, Quinn is required to get assessed and be monitored for about 18 months by a doctor with no financial interest in Quinn's practice. The monitoring will be followed by reviews by the State Department of Health and Continuing Education. Quinn is presently the medical director for Assured Hospice in Moses Lake, and the restriction for prescriptions won't apply to his hospice patients. The accusations against Quinn go back to 1994. In the majority of cases, he's accused of prescribing a variety of controlled painkillers, such as morphine, in doses which put patients at risk of becoming addicted. Quinn did not respond to a request for an interview. For more information about the allegation and agreement, visit us online at ifiber1.com/news. The Moses Lake School District discussed overcrowding with parents and community members at a public forum. Here with the story is Jeff Chu.
Student overcrowding issues dominated matters discussed Monday when Moses Lake School Board members Vicki Groff and Kevin Donovan talked to about 20 at Moses Lake Senior Center. It was another in an ongoing series of informal community forums the board leaders have conducted to give parents a chance to communicate with Moses Lake School District representatives. Several young parents raised concerns about the future of their children in the district. Specific issues included the lottery system at overcrowded Sage Point Elementary School. The parents also questioned whether families that drew the right number to seat their children at the school were really living within school boundaries. School board member Groff said the lottery in which parents applied for lottery numbers was one of the most difficult times she has ever seen for District Superintendent Michelle Price. Groff said there were certainly times when there is no right answer and the school board members can only do their best to make the right decisions. Groff admitted she was aware there were parents who had sent the district addresses that were not their real places of residency. Groff said she did not want to be the resident patrol, which she likened to enforcing a past student dress code. She said she expects the school boundary changes will occur, but how so is up to the board. School Board President Donovan said the board would come up with elementary and middle school redistricting plans by spring. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Thanks, Jeff. School leaders and students this week celebrated Ephrata Middle School's 4th year of being honored as a school of distinction. Ephrata Middle School Principal Ken Murray said the school first learned about the 2013 award earlier this month, but chose to celebrate the honor with the school this week. The award comes from the State Office of the Superintendents of Public Instruction and the Center for Educational Effectiveness. Ephrata and Soap Lake Middle Schools were the 2 schools from Grant County that earned the distinction. The 2013 School of Distinction Award winners include 55 elementary schools, 24 middle and junior high schools, and 23 high schools that demonstrated the top 5% of improvement among schools in the state. A man was reportedly drunk when he rear-ended a parked GTA bus Monday night in Quincy. Jared Rishke, a 19-year-old Ephrata man, was driving a 2001 Nissan pickup east on F Street Southwest in Quincy when he allegedly hit the parked bus. Quincy Sergeant Paul Snyder said there were no passengers on the bus. Grischke was taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center, treated for minor injuries, and released. He was cited for DUI. Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be back after these messages with the latest from our iFIBER One Weather Center, sports, and more news.